Hey there! So, it's been a few days since I last vlogged. I had some feelings about my vlogs come up because it's just not a common thing. A lot of singers are unfamiliar with vlogging and how, why I would be doing it. I don't have friends who vlog, and it's just kind of an odd hobby that most of my friends don't share. So there were some times this weekend, and you know, just being involved with the company, I just felt a little bit kind of wary of vlogging, and I just kind of got to the point where I missed it. I was not doing it because I was just such an oddball for doing it that I just kind of took a few days off because it just seemed like nobody really wanted me to do it, and you know, it's an odd hobby. So that being said, I decided, what the hell, you know, it's a hobby. It's meant to bring enjoyment to me as a way for me to look back on this time here in Sarasota and beyond, and just kind of collect all the good moments of my life and my days, and some bad as well, of course. I'm gonna share the good, bad, and ugly with you. And you know, like, whose opinion matters other than my own? I'm not hurting anybody with this little vlog, so I'm not giving up. So I'm gonna recount. I literally made a list for you guys of the days that I missed, and I'm gonna walk you through each one. So Friday, that was opening night. So when I closed my vlog last time, at the end of last vlog, I said, today's opening night, but I'm not gonna share anything with you until the next vlog. So that was a wonderful, wonderful opening night. We had, everything went perfectly. Like, nothing could have gone better than it did. So that's amazing, because there's a lot of coordination that happens in the scene, that everything kind of has to fall into its place for everything to work out. So it went super, and we had our opening night cast party right after, which is open bar. Thanks, Sarasota. And also my dad came to visit. His name's Frank, and he lives in Tallahassee, and he came down that day, and we had dinner together right before opening night. We went to a seafood place here called Owen's, and it was supposed to be the best seafood restaurant in town, and I don't have anything to compare it to, but it was pretty dang good. So I shared one of those big sampler platters with him that had, like, let's see, it had mussels, shrimp, crab legs, I think something else, and then corn, potatoes, and something. So it was just like this big, and of course you got all these sauces of butter and cocktail sauce and stuff like that. So it was amazing. It was a perfect opening night dinner, and it was wonderful to catch up with my dad. And then I had the opening night, and then we had the party, and it was wonderful. And the next day, so Saturday, let's see, checking my notes, excuse me. Saturday was a work day. Last week was Monday through Sunday of work straight, so 7 days straight of work. So Saturday we had coachings and rehearsals throughout most of the day, and my dad was here, so he actually came with me to my coachings and rehearsals, and he heard the Schoenberg, the rehearsals of the Forbidden Music choral numbers, and something else. I had three things that I went to. Oh, so I had two coachings. In between there, my dad and I went to lunch, and we walked around a farmer's market, because Saturday is the big farmer's market day here in Sarasota. And we got lunch at this nice little kind of grill, which was tasty, and just kind of caught up and talked about all sorts of opera fit things, singing things, and music stuff. And he sings in a barbershop quartet, so we talked about his barbershop. So lots of good chatting. And then after that, oh, Saturday, hello, was Halloween. So it was a work day, and I was seeing my dad, but I also had lots of, you know, rehearsals and stuff. So the last thing that I had that day was in the late evening. I had a master class with the maestro. I didn't sing. We kind of alternate turns of when we sing. So I had already sung for him at that point, and I had been so busy, you know, throughout the day with my dad and other people that I just didn't volunteer to sing that day. So I listened to a lot of other people rock it in the master class with Maestro Dorenzi, and it was very pleasant, and we had a good time and lots of laughs. And then after that, what did we do? Oh, we went out on the lanai, which, can I just say, as someone who absolutely adores Golden Girls, the fact that the lanai is a place in my life right now that I go to and frequent and use the word frequently is exceptionally wonderful. I think of the Golden Girls every time I say it, so if that happens every day, then it's a good day. So we had, I think we grilled out on the lanai on Saturday, and just had a couple beers and just relaxed, kind of unwound a little bit. Although we did have a show the next day, so nobody was going too crazy. So we all got kind of ready for our costumes. Oh, and one of my good friends here, Eric, he had his birthday, his 26th birthday, and his girlfriend Jenny came into town, and she is just a phenomenal cook and baker, and she made like burgers with this turkey burgers with what is it, truffle cheese and avocado on this toasted bread, and we had like potatoes with garlic and onions and things, and fries made out of butternut, or not butternut squash, acorn squash, the colorful one, and then a homemade chocolate cake, which, so I was happy as a clam. I have not had a big old feast like that in a while, and every now and then I will break my vegan stuff as long as it fits in my tummy rules. I think I mentioned that before in my Arizona blog, that sometimes I have to decide between veganism and respecting my tummy, and I ate everything that respected my tummy, but I strayed a little bit from the veganism. But life's a give and take, no big deal. It's all about balance. So we had a wonderful time celebrating his birthday and just chatting, and then I got dressed as I was Miranda Sings, and if you don't know who Miranda Sings is, I'm going to leave a link in the description below with, I guess, a couple options, maybe my favorite video. I'll just try to find a good video for you guys and include it down there, because she is hilarious. She's one of the YouTubers that I watch all the time who's a comedian, and she has, it's a character. Miranda Sings is a character making fun of bad singers, and someone who has gone to school for singing and thinks she's better than everybody else, but she is truly awful and very stuck up and just mispronounces everything and is just hilarious. So if you haven't seen Miranda Sing, go look that. If you feel like reminiscing and looking at some of her new videos, I'm gonna leave a newish video. I won't leave a classic. Let's see. So I was Miranda Sings, and that I don't think anybody, when I was out and about in the crowds, like, we went to a bar, but it was pretty empty, and it was just in the streets of Sarasota. People were just everywhere in the streets, and there was, you know, some places were barricaded off so that you could have an open container, and there was like live music and concerts and stuff, but the majority of the people drinking and out and about and dressed up and all that were 40-plus-year-olds who were having a great time. So we were a little bit out of our element, you know, trying to find people our age, but I mean, everybody was very nice, nothing, you know, it was fine. It just wasn't our crowd. So we went to this beer garden, which we went to the very first week I was here, that has cornhole and ping pong and fun things to do, and there was someone actually brought their dog to the bar, so, and it has an outdoor area, so I played with the dog, played some ping pong, played some cornhole, and went home. So it was very low-key Halloween for me, but I did enjoy immensely dressing up as Miranda, because it was one of the most comfortable costumes I've ever worn in my life, because she wears sweatpants, a big man's shirt, and just smeared lipstick and her hair down. You know, there's just really not a whole lot going on. So that was wonderful. It was a very low-key, like I said, Halloween, and it was nice. Sunday. was the day we had the matinee of La Boheme, and that wasn't quite as smooth going as our opening night, because opening night, literally, it was just completely perfect. But Sunday still went off very well. Sunday was a work day, so we had the matinee and I had several coachings after that. Mostly it's in preparation for the upcoming concert we have, which is this coming weekend, of the Forbidden Music, which is all about music that was forbidden, music or composers or both that were forbidden by the Nazis, aka Hitler, because of their Jewish heritage or whatever. So the theme of the concert is very fluent, but the pieces themselves are extremely vast and different. If you have a chance to go, I would highly recommend going if you're near Sarasota in Florida. But if you're not able to go, it's just so. It's amazing singing this music because it's amazing to experience and be singing music that was banned for a decade or less, maybe a little bit less, but music that was forbidden from a group of people because of their Jewish background or whatever, or even if they weren't a practicing Jew, if they had Jewish heritage at all, these people were banned. And just learning the history of these composers and finding connections between text and song and composer and heritage and the Nazis and all of these things has been really interesting. So I've really enjoyed that. Well, all that said, we've been preparing for that the last several days. So Sunday was kind of the kickoff to changing gears towards focusing on not Boheme, but this Forbidden Music concert coming up. So I actually had some coachings that were scheduled for after the matinee of Boheme, but I ended up not feeling very well. I think because of the 7 days in a row, because our last day off was Sunday and our following day off was Monday, so that kind of created a longer stretch than I think my body was used to, kind of being focused and on for so long. And whenever I'm stressed and exhausted, the first thing that changes and doesn't feel good is my stomach. And I felt very, very nauseated after the La Boheme performance and just absolutely wiped. So I knew that coachings that I had following that were just not going to be productive for me or for them. So I requested off, and I took the night to recuperate. I just read in bed and didn't do a whole lot of anything. And actually on my day off the next day, on Monday, I did much of the same. There was a little bit of activity in the morning because I had a chiropractor appointment that I had scheduled, and I biked there this time instead of coordinating a ride with the Opera House. So it was very, very hot, and I biked to the chiropractor and had a pretty mediocre experience, to the point that I called my home chiropractor to tell him what happened, and he said, "You don't need to be seeing that chiropractor anymore." So that's kind of crazy. It was one of those things where I think I experienced what some people think a normal chiropractor is like. The type of chiropractor I go to is called Gonstead, where they conduct x-rays and thermal temperature testing on your spine. So they hold like this skin thermometer all the way up and down your spine, and they see the skin. Your skin has varying temperatures around various parts of your spine that may have some kinks in it. So they use all these tools, and you stand on scales, you do all these different things that kind of measure your balance, and obviously that's a reflection of your spine and how aligned it is, and all sorts of things. And so I follow a very scientific-minded chiropractor's method, and that's the kind of chiropractor I want to go to. And according to Google, this was the only practicing Gonstead chiropractor in the area. And the weird thing was, I think he might have a mixed practice of both regular chiropractor practice that doesn't include all the scientific stuff and the Gonstead method. But I'm pretty sure he just practiced the regular one on me instead of the very precise, because with Gonstead, you know exactly, like the cervical vertebra number 4. So he literally counts down my neck a certain number of vertebra, and like that is where he's gonna crack and adjust or whatever. And it's not a guessing game. It's very precise, and they do lots of tests to find each spot to crack if you have multiple. And this guy kind of just asked me how I felt and where it hurt, and basically took the information my chiropractor from Princeton gave him, kind of went with it, but he adjusted me in very strange ways, and it was very imprecise, and he kept asking me like, do you feel better? Does that feel better? And, you know, like, do you want me to do anything else? And to me, that just seems unprofessional in the way that, like, not unprofessional in that it was poor taste, but unprofessional as in not scientific and not precise, and he's not doing his job in the way that I wanted him to. He was kind of just going with, how do you feel? And I don't want a doctor like that. So I don't think I'm gonna go see him again. So that was Monday morning. I went and had that appointment, called my chiropractor and mentioned that to him, and he said, you know, you only have a couple weeks left, just come see me when you get back to Princeton and we can talk about it. So that was unfortunate, but on my bike ride back I got some groceries, and it was a lovely hot day. Hello, Florida. It's been some of the hottest days that they've had all year in late October and beginning of November. It's just blowing my mind how hot it is outside. So that was Monday, and I really spent most of the day after that reading. I wanted to finish the book The Help, which I started a few days ago, and I just got really sucked into it. I haven't read a fiction novel in a while, so it was just really nice to just kind of get absorbed in another world for a little while. And it's a great book. It's kind of old. It was a bestseller a few years ago, and I never caught up with it. I had it in my Kindle, but I never read it. So I did now, and then I had dinner with one of my friends here, Catherine, who was wonderful, and we had such a great time. We just talked and talked and talked and had delicious food and a drink, and it was delicious. So that was Monday. And now Tuesday, we had, let's see, Tuesday we had rehearsals for the first time on stage for the Forbidden Music concert, and that was, for me, several coachings throughout the day, and then they ran Act 1 of, like, really performed Act 1 on stage with the soloist. So I am a soloist for the Schoenberg set that I'm doing, and I'm in several small ensemble numbers. So we went through all of Act 1. I got to sing through my Schoenberg set twice, and my other choral numbers several times, and then we kind of ran it just walking through everything so everyone knows where to go, until about 10 last night. And I actually just had this, like, I don't know, itch in my, what is the expression? I was gonna say itch in my pants, but that, I don't think that's it. Ants in my pants? I don't know, I guess I had ants in my pants, or an itch in my pants, to watch the movie The Help, because I just read the book, I was like, oh, well, there's a movie out, so now that I've seen it, or now that I've read it, I kind of want to see it to compare, and it's still fresh. So I started the movie pretty late last night, about 10, and watched the whole thing until about midnight, and it was very different than the book. Because they were trying to slim it down, they kind of invented new details to make things go a little bit quicker for a person that didn't know the story, which was strange coming straight from the book. But it was well done, well acted, well, you know, it was a beautiful film. So I enjoyed watching it last night. And then today is Wednesday. We have now finally arrived to here. Today is Wednesday, so we're caught up. Wednesday, today, it's been raining and disgusting and very humid and nasty, but it was a very productive day as far as coachings and rehearsals went. We rehearsed Act 2 of the Forbidden Music concert on stage, so they ran everything, and then we walked it quickly for a couple hours. and made sure everything was set as far as placement on stage and all that, and relationship to the piano and stage and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So we worked all those details out. I had a couple individual coachings. I am going to be singing on an outreach concert on Friday, so we had a rehearsal for that. It's somewhere in town in walking distance. I'm not quite sure where it is, but it's called the First Fridays, which the first Friday of the month in Sarasota, they have a big arts thing. So I will be singing Dorabella in Soave sia il vento from Così fan tutte. So I will be singing that trio in the concert, and then so let's see. Oh, tonight's La Boheme. We have another performance tonight of La Boheme. I was sitting here wondering, like, what else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, the performance of La Boheme tonight. So this is my dinner break right now. I'm just kind of relaxing, eating a little bit, watching some of my YouTube videos. Not my YouTube videos, my favorite YouTubers' videos. And yeah, I have a call at 6:30 to go get my wig and all that set, or not my wig, my hair pieces all set up, and start my makeup, and then get into costume for our 7:30 show. So that's it. I'm sorry this vlog has been very, you know, just talky at you, because I wanted to kind of keep up the very active vlogging style that I know a lot of you enjoy, where, you know, you follow me places and you go with me into practice rooms and you watch me work out and you watch me make meals and go and, excuse me, walk into Sarasota and all of that. And that's the kind of vlogging I really enjoy also, but I felt compelled to catch you up on my life and to explain